Hey, welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. I'm Wood. In this series we're comparing two accounts that I started at the same time on the same day, and I'm playing the same way with one major difference. One account is free to play, the other has a monthly spending budget. It's day 55. Let's check our progress. Thanks for joining me. Day 55 on the free-to-play. We've got a bluish-green, greenish-blue border around the free-to-play and no border around the budget account. You can see I just ran a clan boss key for each account. Got into Nightmare now. I'm comfortably two-keying on the free-to-play account, Brutal. And so I decided to throw a couple of keys into Nightmare just to see where we're at. We're kind of close to being able to four-key Nightmare, which is really exciting. Did some gear improvements, like I said last time we spoke I was going to do. Yeah, you can see here on the Nightmare key. Wow, look at USN Stone Sober up here. He's got the Wixwell team going. Look, yeah, a couple of these guys have the Wixwell teams going. That's really good. Really exciting to have that Wixwell available. I wish I'd started early enough to be able to get him, because that would have been really nice for clan boss. But we deal with what we have, so we'll go on. Yeah, so 8.5 million key on Nightmare. So Nightmare, you have to do 40 million pretty much to be able to four key Nightmare. So we're getting closer. I'm excited about it. It's good progress. And then you can see on Brutal, on the free-to-play account, we did 26.4 million with 2 keys. Budget took me 3 keys to get over the threshold there for the top chest on Brutal. But yeah, pretty good progress. Made some gear improvements to Doom Tower. I'll kind of take you through and show you that. I'm not going to open my daily login rewards because there is 500 energy behind that. And so as long as I can resist the temptation to clear that red dot, we'll be okay. I usually wait for a time when I can spend the energy quickly before opening that. I just hate for the energy to be capped out and not be earning some. You earn 1 energy every 3 minutes, and I just hate to not be earning energy. So I don't like to overcap. Armiger, we got Armiger 6-starred. That actually helped us. Having Armiger 6-starred, we did a little bit of Fire Night. There was a Fire Night tournament. I wasn't really trying to compete in it. On the advanced quests every day, you usually, you have win 3 artifacts, accessories from clearing dungeons. And so I always do whatever's going on at the time, with tournaments. And with the Fire Night tournament going on, I fed the energy into that. And Armiger was very helpful there. We were able with Armiger to keep the shield open for a little while longer, do some more damage. And also on Scarab Boss, I don't have his masteries finished yet, and he's not, obviously I showed him he's not up to level 60 yet, but with Doom Tower, we were stuck on Scarab, but Armiger was able to help us get past the Scarab, and now we are on Frostbiter. And I was thinking, well, I don't have any HP burn on the free-to-play yet, but I do have Block Revive now with Armiger. So if we can time it right, we should be able to get past this Frostbiter. So that'll be one of the things I do today. Also, we were able to get all 4 of the secret rooms so far this rotation on normal done. Obviously, I'm still on normal. not pushing that hard yet. It'll also be really nice to get another Void Shard on both accounts. I was able to get past Frostbiter on the budget account as well. And I was able to get Skrank 6-starred as well, and he helped us on the Frostbiter yesterday to get past that because of his HP burn. And so I just had to time it right. He's not skilled up yet. I'm going to wait until next week when we have clan versus clan to use skill books and skill him up. But you can see I'm working on his masteries, not finished yet. And yeah, his skills, obviously, yeah, he takes a few books there. So 13 books, yeah. So he takes a few books. We've got Fenchi about where he needs to be. I'm thinking because of Skrank's skill kit, with having the weaken on his A1 and having the increased attack also on himself, and then placing the HP burn, and then he increases his own attack and crit damage. I really think Skrank is going to be our replacement for Athel in Clan Boss. We won't be losing the weaken if we do that, and he's also going to be providing the HP burn, and once I have War Master on him, I think I'm going to make that switch. We have all the scrolls finished for both Adlin and Allure on the budget account. So once they are 6-starred, and I think I am planning on on 6-starring both. It's not critical right now, but the higher we move up in certain dungeons, we're probably going to have to do that. And Adeline, helps us survive in Clan Boss. If we can get her to survive longer and gear her a little bit better, being 6-star will just help do more damage if we can get War Master on her. Also, I wanted to talk about the Cursed City. So on the quests every day, we have a couple of quests. There we go. This is cool. Okay, good. I'm glad this came up today. We have this quest, clear 2 stages in Cursed City. I am stuck right now. And so I wasn't able, and I found this out, I think, day before yesterday. I wasn't able to clear any new stages from Cursed City. So I went in and I just tried. I thought, well, it won't hurt me to just try a stage that I've already done. I've not already completed this stage. The quest itself says clear 2 stages of Cursed City. And I thought, well, it's probably worth a try to try one that we've already, just to see if it fulfills that quest. And it does. So if you're confused about that, or if it's something you hadn't tried yet and you're stuck in Cursed City, on an early stage, and it does fulfill the quest. You just have to run it a couple of times, and that will be a check mark. And if you're like me, and I'm sorry if you are, but if you're like me and you're kind of a completionist and you like to check boxes, that's one of those things. It made me really happy that worked. So yeah, really easy stage that we've already cleared. And I just thought, well, I'll run it a couple of times, and then, hopefully we won't be stuck for very long, but I am stuck on a couple of places here. So yeah, that was a nice discovery that actually worked. I didn't know if everybody knew that worked or not, but it does. Here, I'll just take you back in real quick. See there? Clear 2 stages of Cursed City. That was one I had already completed, but you can clear stages that you previously completed just to fulfill this quest to pick up the energy that you need. That's a nice one to know also. I almost did it. I almost chased that red dot. Would have opened up. I mean, it's not the end of the world. You don't miss out on that much energy, but you miss out on a little bit. Every 3 minutes you're missing out on 1 energy when you're overcapped. So I have to resist the temptation. So the Dungeon Divers, we've got a Dungeon Divers event coming up, and they're going to be doing 100% more event points for mythical gear. So this obviously is going to be geared towards late game players, well, mid to late game players that can at least do the hard mode dungeons. Obviously, I'm not in that camp, but if you are, I think it's going to be really nice. If you do get some mythical artifacts, you'll just get more points for them, and get up and get these crystals for the Prism Summon. The Prism Summon this month, it's another good group of champions. The problem that we have is, and I've seen this addressed already today, but yeah, I'd love to get a Seeker, for a Clan Boss team. I'd love to get, there's quite a few of the epics here I'd love to get, and any of the legendaries obviously would be great. But I was looking at, where you got the Dungeon Divers here, you're also going to have an Ice Golem tournament starting at about the same time, using only epic champions. And I think it's going to be pretty difficult for a lot of people to put together an epic only team for the hard mode dungeons where you can get a chance to get the mythical artifacts. You don't have to do the hard mode, but then you're going to miss out on the points, the extra points for the mythical gear. And so I'm not sure about this one. We also have a soul chase starting pretty soon. We don't have a lot of souls on either of these accounts, the free to play or the budget. But I may go for that, just depending on what the rewards are going to be. That one, you just have to be lucky. And so I think we'd have to just sort of try and be lucky about getting a good pull, and maybe picking up some good points. There's no extra chances for rank or rarity on that one. They usually don't do that when it's a chase event like this, where you're rewarded based on the quality of the pulls. So I don't know about that one either. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look at it when we get there. But yeah, what they've usually, and like I said, I saw this addressed earlier today. Sand Devil, when they've had these Prism, the last few times they've had these Prism events, they've had Prism crystals available at the top of the Sand Devil tournament. This is pretty reasonable. My main account actually, it was over 5,000 points to get the top reward, but it's the same top reward, and there's no Prism crystals in it. On these two, it's a little more reasonable, but not that efficient, and I don't know if it's worth going for that on these two. without the prism. I think we're better off maybe just sticking with building champions. Let me know what you're planning on doing. If you have some logic that tells you that maybe that one's a good one to go for early game. I'm not convinced that one is really worth going for. Most of the time the immortal stones are a 3-star rare or something like that. So I'm not sure it's worth going for. The 200 coins is pretty good, but yeah, I'm kind of on the fence about it. On this account, getting my Skrank, that sounds weird. Getting my Skrank leveled up to a level 60, and trying to get his masteries finished, and then working on some of the masteries of my other champions. I did get Haikatoon masteried up also, so I did put War Master on her, and I know right now we're using Haikatoon in Arena, and so it doesn't really make a lot of sense to have War Master on her, but I plan on using her in dungeons after we get Arbiter. So I kind of thought that was a good plan for the future, even though you do get one free reset. I just thought, it's not going to be that consequential. We're not using her for damage in the arena in any way, so I didn't think Helm Smasher made any sense to put on her. So I thought, yeah, I'll be using her in dungeons, and I didn't want to put her in defense and support and then change her over when we start using her in dungeons, because we can use her in dungeons right now. In fact, I have her being used in my Fire Knight team right now already, so that just makes Fire Knight go a little bit faster, and I thought that made some sense. Yeah, so we're getting Skrank ready to go here, and man, he hits pretty hard. I don't have him built very well yet, but I can tell just kind of, I don't know, through experience that he's a hard hitter, plus with the AoE HP burn, it's huge, and that's going to be big later on in all the stages. Plus him being void, he's never going to weak hit. He's really good. I like him. I got some nice comments. One of the guys that commented talked about how he really liked his Skrank, that he hits hard. And I've had some really nice comments on some of the videos. So those of you who've left comments, I thank you so much. It means a lot to me. It's I don't know, it's a little embarrassing sometimes. But I really appreciate it. Really grateful. Any of you that have left comments, and the ones that have been constructive criticism as well. I really appreciate that. I think it's really nice that you're willing to put it out there and try and help me out with some advice or whatever, and really like that. But yeah, people have been pretty supportive, and it's really nice. So and mostly, a lot of this is it's an experiment that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I'm going to go back over to the free-to-play here. This is not very exciting. It's an experiment that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and so a lot of this is just for me, but also making the videos every day. Kind of, it's sort of a it's sort of me just talking through some of the ideas that I have about, well, what's the best decision to make here, and I get to talk to you about it, and you can be there as a sort of a sounding board for me, and and then you can give me advice in the comments if you disagree with what I kind of come down on, or if you think that I should be doing something else with the time or with the budget. People have made some suggestions on budget as well, so yeah, so I really appreciate it. So thank you, any of you. And then if you don't feel comfortable making comments, thank you for watching. I really appreciate that as well. It's really cool. And also, I think about the end of the week, I think we're gonna have a 3 times on regen gear. So I really want to get Armiger on the free-to-play here. I really want to get Armiger skilled up and leveled up, so we can push on Fire Knight a lot further down. Let's see, where are we at right now on Fire Knight? Yeah, so on the free-to-play, I've only completed 13 so far. Decent time, on 13. We can possibly do 14 now. We're pretty good affinity-wise on 14, so let's see. Let's see how we do. I'm just going to put it on auto and see how we do here. Probably a bad idea to leave it on auto. Maybe I'll take it over. Fire Knight's funny. There's a few champions that they've worked their AI so that it works well for Fire Knight, but not very many. Most of them, they'll do their big skill into the shield, or they won't do their multi-hit into the shield, or they won't do their multi-hit into the shield, but they'll do their big damage skill or something, or try and do debuffs, or do a skill that doesn't even have a hit. So there's most of the champions in the game are not well designed for Fire Knight as far as the AI goes. It's good to do a team setup for this and prioritize all the skills. In this case, though, it just worked out that Frolny did his double hit, and then Ethel did her triple hit. So yeah, we're good. And then he reduced turn meter. Okay, so This is lucky. I hope nobody thinks that this is just how things work, because that was pretty lucky actually how that worked out. He does close the shield. We get some. I'll make myself. I don't want to cover Taragi. Taragi's important, and he's huge. How could I cover Taragi? Anyways, yeah, they'll get through this just fine. We need some more turn meter control. Yeah, that's. But he, at this stage, these early stages, he doesn't hit very hard, so I think we're going to survive it just fine. And Taragi puts on the Ally Protect, kind of at the wrong time. He does have the reflect damage on himself, so that it does at least take one tick off of the shield. Oh, and then see, Armiger just used his max HP hit against the shield, which it would be nice if they would reprogram that so that he just doesn't do that naturally. Where we're not keeping the shield down all the time, there's no way that you can design the team setup to be prepared for every single eventuality. So it would be nice if they would just, at least maybe tweak some of the AIs of the champions that are commonly used in this fight. But, oh well. But yeah, see, he knocked down the turn meter there a little bit more, and that just helps keep it open for a little longer so we can keep doing some more damage. Stag Knight's great in this fight because he puts the decreased speed on, just allows us to keep the shield open a little longer. And then Ethel did her AoE into the shield. Again, yeah, Armiger used his max HP hit again into the shield. It's just not efficient to do it that way. But it's probably still faster than putting it in manual. So it's gonna work. It just takes a little too long. Yeah, that's a good fight though. I think we're gonna be able to go up maybe a couple more stages. Not good gloves. So yeah, Fire Knight coming up with the regen gear. I'm really excited about the 3 times on regen. I know, what a thing to be excited about. You can tell how my life is so exciting. that's what I'm getting really pumped up about is regen gear. Excellent. So yeah, and then like I said, the Soul Chase, I think we may or may not participate in that. I'll record any souls that we pull just in case, but I don't know, we don't have very many chances to do well in that, so it might be smarter to wait for extra chance on rank or rarity on that one. And like I said, the Ice Golem tournament that's coming up is going to be tough, so pairing that, the fact that that's going to be a really tough tournament, I'm expecting that Dungeon Divers is going to be a lot of points to be able to pick up the top rewards, especially the Prism Crystals. So I'm thinking we might have to miss the Prisms this time. It was really nice when they had the Prisms on the Sand Devil tournament so that we could, and that wasn't the most efficient thing that we've done. We pulled some pretty nice epic champions from those Prisms, and this would be the same if it was achievable. I'm kind of doubting that it's going to be. I was theorizing about maybe why they raised the points on this Sand Devil tournament so much. Because if I remember right, at this level, we had a lower threshold even on this level. And I'm thinking that maybe since they nerfed the boss a little bit, maybe that's why they thought, well, we nerfed the boss, and so now we're going to make it more difficult to achieve the points. I don't know. I don't know if that was their thinking or if it's just the normal inflation that always goes along with games of this type, especially this one. You'll notice the inflation just keeps going, and it just keeps getting pushed up and up and up, a lot of the inflation. And you can see, so I've made some improvements on some of my gear. You can see my silver is down below 1 million. And I on the free-to-play here, I haven't been able to push very far on this artifact enhancement event. I'll probably try and pick up this energy, but yeah, it's on the free-to-play, it's been very difficult to have enough silver to be able to push as far as I want to on some of this gear. And really, I don't have a lot of gear that's worth leveling up to 16 anyway, but it's kind of what we're going to have to do to be able to keep making progress so that we can get better gear. And I just sort of hate that kind of, it's like a hamster wheel. You push to increase gear so that you can get better gear, and then you push to increase that gear so that you can get better gear, and it's just a cycle that goes over and over again. On the budget account, however, I think I will be able to finish. It's just, yeah, the silver is night and day on the budget, and I still don't have enough silver or what I would like to have on the budget account, but it's crazy what a difference just having that forge pass and that raid card make. and I've been able to keep a lot more silver. I'm using, the method that I use for ranking up artifacts, and I did a video on that. So if you haven't checked that out and you're interested in saving a little bit of silver and ranking up more artifacts, that's a really good one to go check out on my channel. But yeah, on the artifact enhancement for the budget, I'll show you where we are. We're up to here, but I've got enough silver that I'm pretty sure I can push and get at least the primal quartz. I don't know if it's worth going for the 6-star chaos, the legendary chaos ore yet, but those become really valuable later, so maybe I will. Oh, sorry, I'm in the way. Yeah, that 6-star legendary chaos ore there, those do really become valuable later. And I don't even have an artifact that I would even try to that I would try to use chaos ore on yet. I don't want to miss out on if we do get like a quad roll on a 6-star legendary speed piece or something. It'd be nice to be able to have a chaos ore to be able to use and try our luck with that. And I got my first, I don't know, this was just interesting to me, but I finally got my first 6-star speed boot. I've got a couple of other boots that are 6-star, but no 6-star speed boots yet. So I did get it in a shield set, so at least it's in a decent set. It doesn't have the greatest stats for a shield set or substats, but at least it's a 6-star speed boot. So that's the marker. That's my first 6-star speed boot on this account. So that's pretty nice. So I'll have to put something in a shield set. On my main account, I actually have Haikatun in a shield set, and I use her on Scarab. So the idea is, so I use a Haikatun with a miscreated monster, and the idea is that I can leave it on auto, and I don't have to worry about the skills and the order that miscreated monster uses his shield, because even if he uses it on his last turn on the wave, and then doesn't have it available, someone has a shield set for the whole team to cover for 3 turns. And then Miscreated Monster is the fastest one on the team. Then within a couple of turns, he'll get his shield, and then that'll replace the shield set shield. I hope that makes sense. I could actually do a video on that team. It's something I learned from Hell Hades a long time ago, and I've just never had to upgrade that team because it just keeps working. It keeps my Haikatun relevant on my main account, and I'm still using my Miscreated Monster for that purpose also. I know there's other strategies, there's solo strategies and stuff for Scarab, but it's not one that I farm that much, and I like being able to use those champions. If you're using Doom Tower champions to beat Doom Tower, well, you need another strategy before you can earn those champions, and so I've just never changed it. And it's a good team, but yeah, in the future, it might be nice to put Haikatun in a shield set, to be able to do that. So for right now, I'm going to keep going with Minotaur, getting the scrolls and the levels on both Skrank and Armiger on the budget account and on the free-to-play respectively, and then once that's finished, haven't really decided who I'm going to 6-star next. I know I hear we're probably going to have 2x Ancients this weekend, and because it's going to be outside of a fusion, I'm going to feel like I probably shouldn't open shards, but I might. We've got 54 on the budget account, and then on the free-to-play here we've got 70. Yeah, we've had a little more luck on the free-to-play. We did open more shards on the budget account earlier, a few weeks ago when we did it, than on the free-to-play, and that's why we don't have as many. But we've actually been pretty lucky on the free-to-play, picking up ancient shards from dungeons and things like that. I don't know. If it is a 2x weekend, I may pull a few ancients this weekend just to try and get some more useful epics, or something that we're missing on the team. Like for example, here on the free-to-play account, we're missing AoE HP burn. It'd be really nice to try and pull and I don't know if they'll have a progressive chance. They probably won't. I'm still thinking about mulling that over. Let me know in the comments too what you think I ought to do. Do you think I ought to hold on to as many shards as I can for whatever the next fusion might be, just in case it's something really good? Or should I use some shards on a 2x just to try and pick up some epics? I don't think I would use all of them, obviously, but maybe a few of them, maybe to get to a threshold of rewards on a champion chase tournament or something like that. So that's just something I'm mulling over. Still haven't really decided what I'm going to do about that yet. For right now, that's all I had prepared for today. I hope you're well. Thank you for watching. I've been Wood, and I appreciate you.